listen to this little sports media conversation, a couple of shows, First Take. I listened to Nightcap with Shannon and Chad.
All stuff
And,
I don't listen to because I mean,
yeah, you're right.
I ain't mad at you listening to Shay and Chad. I just can't. I get over them like having pissing contests every 30 seconds. But go ahead.
Yeah. So both shows brought up a conversation about Dak Prescott. And he's had a couple of really good games the last couple weeks.
Sure.
This week he was it 22-35, 404 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 pick. Against the obviously against the lowly New York Giants, who are worse than the 5 best teams in college football right now. So the topic that came up. Well, first they had a topic coming up. Had a topic that said that is Dak Prescott an all-time? Is Dak Prescott a all-time Cowboys quarterback? On Shannon and on Nightcap with Shannon and Chad, they brought the fact that is Dak elite.
That's not the same thing,
right? I'm saying that was a topic of conversation.
Sure.
I ask you this: this is the elite part first. Dak's had a solid year this year, not crazy, but he's had a solid year. The last couple of games have been really good. Do you consider Dak Prescott an elite quarterback?
I think the Dak Prescott as an elite quarterback is as big a trap as the Matt Ryan, as the Joe Flacco, and I will continue to mock people who think that either of the two of them were elite quarterbacks. Dak Prescott is not a bad quarterback. I think he is worthy of being just under Tony Romo, which a lot of people will think that that's a slight. Trust me, it's not.
I agree with you on that one for the record.
As the history of Cowboy quarterbacks go, there is a shit ton of overrated. Troy Aikman is not a great quarterback. He's in the Hall of Fame by proxy, just like a lot of players who are members of the Green Bay Packers, for example, under Lombardi historically. And I can go on a bunch of examples. If I say the name Dave Robinson, you think of some dude that played center for the Spurs, and rightly so. But Dave Robinson was a linebacker, I believe, who was inducted in my first credentialed event for the 50th induction of the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, along with Warren Sapp, Larry Allen, Jonathan Ogden, Chris Carter, Bill Parcells, Curly Culp. There was definitely of one of these things it doesn't look like the other kind of conversation with that. I think Ray Guy was that year. If he wasn't the next year, I forget which. But yeah, no, Dak is not elite. Now, is he a top Dallas Cowboy quarterback? Well, who are you putting on that list? Staubach's overrated. Aikman's overrated. Romo is underrated due to playoff snafus that, generally speaking, weren't his fault. Dakota Prescott is a sand drawn in the dirt by Aaron Charles Rodgers on a miracle away from winning a playoff game as a damn first-time starter coming in. Now, however, as that offensive line that was amazing in its time when it first got drafted and put together, so good it made DeMarco Murray look like an elite running back, and then he went to the Eagles and basically disappeared, right? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of stuff where Dak has been a product of his environment. His environment was not a product of him, like with a Patrick LaVon Mahomes II. That environment is a product of him. Dak was a product of his environment. Elite quarterbacks, their environments are products of them.
And can we also be clear that just because you're a top 10 quarterback doing elite, I think elite is really, I think we overuse the word elite. There's not really elite quarterbacks in the league.
And actually, honestly, if you had 10 actual elite quarterbacks in the league, it's be a boring ass league.
It's a lot of elite quarterbacks, and it's not that many. I don't think we've ever been in a league where we actually had more at the same time more than maybe 5 actual elite quarterbacks.
That would be a good over the summer study project.
Yeah, maybe that's definitely a off-season topic. But like, think about it. But I think the problem is we when we use these terms, elite and overrated, underrated.
There's some tell too. I mean, not
right. I think we get lost. Like just because you're top 10, for example, doesn't mean you're elite.
Doesn't just like, to me have great stats like your boy Eli, for example, who's another controversy. has great stats. Romo has phenomenal stats. I think I've seen something. I forget whose stats were better, but they're close.
Romo's probably better than his. It's just an efficiency, but it's not even saying much.
Well, but say what you will about as much as Romo's a choker, allegedly, his comeback stats are ridiculously good.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, like I'm pretty sure Jim is listening to this, as will you later as a Cowboys fan, and basically using it as audio porn. But the point is,
calm down.
But the point is, no, you can be a top 10 quarterback and not be elite, and that's
absolutely
okay. And that's okay.
Like how many elite quarterbacks are in the league right now currently? Like Pat Mahomes is elite, obviously.
Yeah.
Is Joe Burrow elite?
Absolutely.
Okay. Josh Allen.
We certainly can't say that now, can we?
No. So Jalen Hurts is elite?
No.
Exactly. So there's really only 2 quarterbacks that are elite right now. Maybe CJ Stroud right now, but through 9 games.
You can't label anybody elite in one effing season. Come on, do better.
That's my point. So there really only are tier 1 elite 2 people there. Is we just mentioned Mahomes and Joe Burrow.
I would be willing to hear arguments for Lamar Demetrius Jackson.
Okay.
Because this is where other people get caught up is hardware in the play and playoff performance. Some people deem that as part of their criteria to be elite, and Lamar Demetrius Jackson does not have a great playoff performance portfolio. Like Brock Purdy currently has a better playoff performance portfolio than Lamar Demetrius Jackson. Fair or not, that's the facts of the case. So too does Jalen Hurts, if you want a different comparison.
Yeah.